sometimes do unimaginable things to get whatever they want. It is sometimes referred to, or most times referred to, as courage and determination. But when can determination lead to foolishness? Well, maybe I think that is in this video. A man has been shown to be flogged mercilessly by the gods of that land, masquerades, flogging him mercilessly just for a crate of beer. So it was like a game. All he had to do is receive the canes from the gods, and his reward would be a crate of beer. And they also showed the back, because your mother, the gods were not one god, not two, not three, but rather up to 15, flogging his back just for a crate of beer. Now, people have said that maybe he must be mentally unstable. Some people have said he was an alcoholic. Other people said that this was fun and games, and he showed that truly was a strong man. But rather, when we will show you the video, we would ask, what do you think? But before you think, the team is ready. I'm your host, Marvelous Achafu Kilechi, and I'm always joined by Team Erezi, Henry Awumaya, and our Toronto studios in Canada. We are some of the best journalists and analysts anywhere in the world, and we are going to be dissecting this issue. It's still the breakfast show. Stay tuned after this video.
Poxa, as costas! Eita,
Chimerizi, that was it was quite a painful one. I can feel the guy's pain. That back has suffered. I wonder if he's going to sustain any medical bills for that back, because obviously it was just. But Chimerizi, can I ask these $1 million questions? Are the gods to be blamed for his back? Do you feel like the gods were wicked to have dealt with him so mercilessly for a keg of palm wine?
To be very honest, it's games. Like these days, games have evolved, and that's one thing about the 21st century. Games have evolved. We've seen wrestling. It's been a traditional thing. Like my people have always done wrestling for a long time, and I come from a lineage of wrestlers. My great grandfather was the champion of our place. So like wrestling has been something there. Even now they have the slapping competition here in America, where you put the stuff in the teeth gauge and in your mouth, and then they give you a dirty slap. If you don't fall, you win. So I think it's a game. The gods are not to be blamed. Everybody knows the rule of the game. If you're okay with the rule of the game, you contest in the game, and the guy got his prize. But at the same time, I think that there should be precautions done. Like even though we know that it's a game, we just citing an example, the slapping game. They are teeth gauge.
Are we not losing our humanity? Because I saw that slapping game in Canada, and they slapped a particular guy, and it showed that some things are no longer sports, some things are just cruelty or inhuman. No matter the price, that has to be won. For somebody to sustain that kind of injury,
you should understand that sporting games started as a dangerous game. Sporting has been a dangerous, exclusive activity. Even football, people kick football, and with the last American football, I think one of the players fell and stopped breathing and died there, and the whole nation, America, had to pray to revive him, and God answered their prayers.
One of the biggest games of the American football season became a case of life and death when a young Buffalo player went into cardiac arrest following a tackle. Damar Hamlin is in a critical condition in hospital after the battle to save him played out in front of 65,000 in the stadium and millions on television.
It was a collision you see dozens of times in any NFL game. Damar Hamlin making a tackle on a Bengals opponent. He got to his feet momentarily before collapsing to the turf. No longer an injury, this was an emergency.
The just hope that he's going to be okay.
An ambulance was brought onto the field and paramedics tended to the 24-year-old.
They have been administering CPR. Damar Hamlin has been down for over 9 minutes now.
Teammates gathered around, the looks on their faces told the frightening story. Tears flowed, prayers were whispered, shock set in.
Several players are down on their knees. Other players are holding hands, praying. You can just see the worried looks.
Hamlin was treated on the ground for 20 minutes before being taken to a nearby hospital under police escort. His mother travelled with him. Fans gathered outside to pray.
And that's all we can do is hope and pray that he's okay, because it is chilling and scary.
What we do is just a game. When you involve life and death, it's totally different.
Discussions about whether to resume play took place, but the game had become insignificant. The two coaches agreeing to take their teams to the dressing rooms. More than an hour after the incident, the match was officially postponed. A sport which is played for the joy and entertainment of millions, taking an inconceivable turn.
I think this entire stadium was just devastated.
Chris Hodgkinson, 9 News.
So sporting has been a very dangerous extracurricular activity. So we know that from day one. Anybody engaging in it should understand this and understand the risks of the game. And the only thing, like you say, the slapping game, there are measures. There is the teeth gauge to help to make sure your teeth, you don't lose your teeth and stuff, to protect your teeth. And there's also the foam on the floor, the pattern floor, so that if you fall, you're not falling to a concrete or you're not falling to a bare ground. If you're even talking about, even if you look at it, when they used to do deliverance in church and they say, come on, people are falling on the bare floor. Chosen church, people are falling on the floor. There was a situation of they were casting out a devil. They were from casting out the devil, the person went to heaven. So they are situations, the Christians for casting out the devil, the person went to heaven. So there are situations that need to be put in place. The question is, are these precautions taken care of in this game? And if the answer is yes, then there is nothing to be there. The only game I know that have never sat well with me is the kiss, marry, and kill game. And I wonder how on earth did that game exist? Was it just a show or was it a real game? Because that kiss, marry, and kill game was one game that they'll bring this I think they'll bring this set of men, and this lady will come, the one she will kiss, the one she will marry, and the one she will kill, and she was given a gun to kill the person. I don't know if that game was real or it was a stage show, but that game is very disturbing, because I don't think nobody should be in a place where you watch someone's life vanish because of a game.
And welcome back to All right. Now, Ashley here is going to ask these three gentlemen, whom she has never met before, their last question to determine which one she is going to fuck, which one she is going to marry, and which one she is going to kill.
Ashley, do you have a favorite yet?
No, they all seem really great to me.
All right, let's check in with the bachelors to see how they're feeling. Bachelor number one.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, sounds pretty good to me. Bachelor number two.
Great.
Great! Bachelor number three. Well, we'll check in with him later when he starts making noise. Ashley, it's time for the last question. Go for it.
Okay, this one's for all the bachelors.
Good.
Do you think it's possible to get complete, lasting fulfillment in life?
So I think apart from, death, extreme death, I think every other game should take safety, number one, as its priority, the price too, and the condition for the game. Over to you, Mr. Achafo.
I feel like people are losing their humanity for gaming issues, and it's not something that settles down with me. I see some games like the slapping game, absolutely ridiculous. I wonder who would sit down to watch such dehumanizing thing and be excited by it. I wonder who will.
There are people with dark humor. To be honest, let me just add something. Let me add something very quick. Like me, I have a very dark humor. I have a dark humor, and I've noticed I have that dark humor. If I see somebody fall down, a young person fall down, or somebody fall down, I just laugh. It amuses me. People falling down amuses me like crazy. I will laugh out my laugh. And then I understand. I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I help you all. But at first glance, I see you fall. It's fun to me. So I will watch again where I see people falling, like people literally sleeping and falling. That will be amusing to me. Everybody has a dark humor. Let us not pretend like we are all saints. But the thing about it is that we should make sure the precautions are taken. We should make sure that these dark humors, we understand we have these dark humors, and if they are very dangerous, we should treat them.
There is a thin line between dark humor and being an equation. There is a thin line between dark humor and equensurism, because that's what I see most people these days. Oh, dark humor, but wickedness, cruelty in the heart of men, it must not be allowed to stand. No matter how much you joke about it, it must not be allowed to stand in our 21st century world. We are now moving towards a place where humanity is about to be destroyed. Playing dirty game. Imagine how people would call themselves masquerade. Masquerade. But imagine a deity, rather than do something good, rather than entertain the people, it's now dehumanizing the people, flogging somebody for a crate of beer. And that guy must have been an alcoholic. For him to be willing to go through such dehumanizing this thing. Probably the guy needs help on an addiction.
But would you say the same thing about people who do BDSM? We know people who do BDSMs, and they get tied and they get flogged and they wear cat costume, they wear Batman costume. Don't you think they also need help? I think that it's about preferences, not about alcoholism. People who do BDSM, you won't say, oh, they are sex freaks or they have lost it. They just do because that gives them excitement. I think maybe this guy just loves people flogging him. That is his own BDSM. He could be getting sexual pleasures from the flog. I've seen posts on, when I used to have Grindr, no, I no longer have it, but when I used to have all those dating apps, you see some people who say, oh, I just want somebody that will just flog me. I just need somebody that will just wear a heel and step on me, or even pee or do all this stuff for me. But we see people with nasty fetishes. Maybe this is just this guy's fetish.
If it is a fetish, then there will not be a crate of beer as a reward being offered by the gods after flogging him. But I'm not surprised.
Again, a lot of us that have fetishes, the end result of having sex is not to come. So everything has a reward. Everything has a reward. You can speak, but you cannot also not allow me counter what you're speaking. But go on.
You can counter. Don't worry, as usual, when the thing gets heated, you now always come back to you for the final, to take the final words. And then we call it a wrap. So, but when you keep on also tackling me every time.
Sorry, I continue. I'll not interrupt.
It feels like you're hiding something. Carry on. Thank you very much. Like I said again, so we need to stop dehumanization in this world. For Chibueze to publicly be happy that I laugh at people that fall, it's not something to be happy about.
What are you talking about? That's why we have the skating ring. The skating ring. Wow, that's why people skate. When you're learning your bicycle, you ride your bicycle at first and you fall and you laugh. The thing about laughing in situation is that never take everything too serious. Never take everything too serious. Also find time to laugh. Find time to amuse yourself. Find time to give.
This is what people call dehumanization. We are moving towards the place where we feel empathy and no sympathy for people. We are gradually stepping into the Your final words on this, what we call this thing now.
Empathy, my final words, empathy and sympathy has its place. Empathy and sympathy is in a place where we see somebody going through, so for example, somebody has a disability and the person cannot walk, or the person falls, or the person has a height fear, and I'm laughing, that is wickedness. But when the person is not having no issue, no medical condition, and you are walking and you fall, Kelechi, I will laugh at you. I will laugh at you and I will help you stand up, and I will still laugh at you and still make a joke. That is what true friendship comes in. But when we know that, okay, this is a medical condition, empathy and sympathy comes. It's all in conversation and in knowledge. If I know you and I know you're very sensitive, then I know, but this is a sport. This is not just a situation. This is a sport that is giving opportunity to people who can withstand pain. People, there's even a show on Netflix called I've forgotten, the extreme something. Is it the extreme sports or the extreme dangerous sport, where people will run through the desert with just water, and they run from one part of the desert to the other end? Extreme sport. There have been extreme sport. Even in America Got Talent, we've been seeing extreme sports, dangerous sports, and it's been fun to watch, and it's been dangerous, but the safety precaution, like I said, is already there. So if you're going to do a knife, where they throw the dagger, you're not going to not stay there without headgears and on body suits. You're going to wear body suits and headgear. So the safety measures should be there. That is one thing we could say. And again, people love extreme things. Let's not lie to ourselves. We love extreme dangerous things. These are the things we don't see on a regular day. So you amuse us when we see. I don't see people falling every day. So once in a while, when I see it, it shocks my brain, and my brain just triggers. It's a natural impulse, and I cannot hate myself and say I'm wicked because of that. But the action that follows is what makes you who you are. If after laughing at you and I just laugh at you and I just walk away and just get, that's wicked. But after laughing, I'm like, oh my God, I help you, I carry you, we work together. That's what makes life. You cannot control every situation in life, but you can control how you respond.
Well, I would beg to differ in a lot of points. Some points were fantastic, but I disagree with some points. But
you can disagree.
But I think that just to call it a wrap on the show, for me, I rather feel like humanity is sleeping with some things I see, and I'm not just comfortable with it. But like we say, sometimes some people just enjoy, like, test their endurance, it tests their capacity, it tests their courage, and it tests their perseverance. But for me, sometimes I just see it as wickedness of the highest order. But it is well. We all see things from different angles. We all see things from different sides. But I would like you guys in the comment section to rather comment and tell me, do you rather feel like this is good, or is this bad? Or truly, like I just said, are the gods, meaning the deities, to be blamed for this madness? Because in some other countries, where there is standard rule of law, even where chimerism lives, by now, these so-called masquerades, wicked masquerades, who find joy in flogging other people, will have been cooling off their feet now in jail, because this is an assault, no matter how much, even if you give an approval to it. That's been our offering for the breakfast show for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment what you feel. Till next episode, we bring you the best news back to back.
Guide was